Hello and welcome to A.W.A.R.E. Forces, or Abnormal Weapons Assessment, Repurpose, and Exterminate. Yeah. Um, this is another game that's actually made in Unity, but it is like a visual novel, but also sort of like uh, it does have some quick time type of things going on for it. But yeah, it looks actually very cool. And right now there is 3 chapters, but they're all like about 10 minutes long, and you'll see why. Um, but yeah. So, anyways, uh, let me see if it'll show you right here. As you can see, some of these things are animated. Actually, the majority of it is animated. It does have like 3D models and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. But yeah. For now, there's only these 3 chapters, and they're currently working on the next set of chapters, which would be 4, 5, and 6. So yeah. Anywho, so there really isn't much to say, really. It's going to be centering around this guy that you see right here that's currently moving. Um, but yeah. Anywho, so without further ado, let us begin A.W.A.R.E. Forces, or A.W.A.R.E. Chapter 1. As you can see, very nice. With the ringing in his ears, the man opened his eyes. Even with vertigo, imbalance, and dry mouth, he could have managed. Yet, the numbness spreading throughout his body left him restless. Not to mention the chills, as if his insides were stirring up cold waves. These symptoms were long past the point where they could be alleviated by simply resting. Giving up on trying to sleep, the man sat up on the edge of the bed. The time of the year was in the middle of summer, and the scorching sunlight seemed almost burned through the floor. The bright but blinding afternoon sight made him look a little lost in thought. Reorganizing equipment, looking into clues, buying supplies, he had countless to-dos swirling at his head. Listing them, ranking by urgency, then adjusting for the situation. This was set up a straightforward plan, but before he could even take a breath, a knock on the door interrupted his thoughts. There were 3 knocks, spaced a few seconds apart, echoed in the empty room as if following a certain rule. The man grabbed the gun at the bed's end and glanced at the clip in the summer light. He then rose and headed for the front door. The knock at the end echoed in the man's mind, igniting snowflakes of light. Like a TV showing snow after picking up stray signals. Despite the noise, he still matched the rhythm, allowing his footsteps to merge with it. Using the pause after a set, the man quickly stepped in front of the door. Holding the gun's muzzle to the door and lightly touching it with his fingertips. He felt the vibrations of the knocks to find where they were coming from. Positioning the gun to aim directly at the person knocking from almost no distance away. A 40mm thick galvanized steel plate divided the inside from the outside. Such thickness was enough to resist the breakthrough of normal weapons. But for the specially designed weapon in the man's hand, with projectiles that were solid as armor piercing, penetrating would only mean a slightly louder noise. Delivered to this place? With a sharp screech of hinges, the man swung the door open. Its half-open angle falling through a cramped gap that even the sun couldn't penetrate perfectly hid the pistol's trail. Not what was expected. There was a boy standing outside, clutching a worn tablet dressed in a loose employee uniform and topped with vivid red hair. He seemed taken aback by the slow opening door. Pulling his hand back, he now rested it behind his head, offering an awkward, simple smile. His gaze fixed on the man behind the door, as if words were on the tip of his tongue, but hadn't spoken them yet. Seeing this, the man broke the silence first. What is it? Noticing the surprise and obscure enthusiasm in the boy's eyes, the man gripped the gun in his hand tighter. Yes. Excuse me. After hearing the question, the boy answered as if he had just snapped out of a dream. You are Mr. Theseus, right? Zeman? Shimon? Jaman Theseus? You've got a package. A package. What package? The man, called by his full name, felt confused about that. He had already sized up the young man in front of him. Clearly he had neither weapons nor a package with him. I apologize for the delay. You see, because I couldn't reach you, so I went ahead and signed for it. Please, where is it? Shemin cut off his words with a direct question. The young man kept up his awkward smile and, with a sideways glance down the corridor, spoke. Well, about that. As I was bringing it up, it got stuck. Stuck? Yes, during the move, I accidentally... you'll see if you step out. The man, gun in hand behind the door, had already considered this very scenario. To avoid a direct confrontation, luring him into an open area for a sniper attack was the simplest plan to execute. Also cost-effective. But did they think a stuck package excuse would coax him out? Wasn't that taking him too lightly? Or was he making too much of it? Shemin pondered this, his thoughts muddled and causing him an unexplained restlessness. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. It got stuck. I'll compensate for any damage at its value. Seeing the young man's guilty face, the man felt assured that it wasn't mere pretense. Since finding this place, he had probably become unwitting bait. Given Shemin's negligent effort to cover his tracks, it was no surprise someone was spying on him. Likely agents from the company were nearby. Maybe it was time to make the first move. Shooting the boy in a non-vital part and then dragging him to safety might be a viable strategy in this situation. Targeting the shoulder or leg would be sufficient. Unaware of what the man in front of him was considering, the young man timidly kept explaining in a quiet way. The sender had given specific instructions saying that it was very valuable and had to be delivered to you quickly. I was anxious and there was a bit of an accident on the way, so it got stuck. Please don't feel a complaint. Shemin also caught the boy's low self-muttering. He eased his fingers off the trigger, steadied himself, and calmly asked the question. Who sent it? It's... The young man paused, his eyes lifting as if digging up a detail from his memory before quickly responding. Mr. Mochi Daidalis. Daidalis? Is the package a large box? Yes, a wooden one, about 60 inches. Shit, forgot about that guy. Feeling a headache coming on, Shemin rubbed his temples. Where did it get stuck? On the fence. On which fence? Just the one by the entrance. Where the fence has a gap. The gap. On the fence? Why don't I remember that? Please. Please wait a moment. I'll think of another way. Whether it's using a pole to poke or a rope to pull, I'll get it down. And if that doesn't work, I'll call for help. No need. After giving a short and concise refusal, the man left the half-open door behind and went back inside. Thinking he messed up the talk and was about to get in trouble, the boy panicked right away. But before he could think of what to do next, he heard the creak of the rusty hinges. Looking up, the fire door had fully opened with Shem and Theseus standing there. He's wearing a sleeveless training vest that showed off his muscles, stood with his arms crossed, spoke in a no-nonsense manner. I'll move it myself. Don't mess with him, was the boy's instinctive reaction upon facing the man directly. The shapewear with its faded color base and orange stripes clung to his muscular build. Along with the support band under Shemin's jaw, they outlined his strong build. The tall height forced the young man to look up. And in doing so, he directly met the man's downward gaze, brimming with wariness. As if Shemin was ready to see him as a threat at any moment. Had the man remained bare-chested as earlier, the young man might have instinctively run for his life. Regrettably, his view had been obstructed at the time, preventing him from experiencing the visual shock of the difference now. Yet, this does not hinder the boy from feeling envious. If only he could have a body like that. You have to lead me there. Sure. It's right over here. Watching the boy rush towards the stairs, Shemin felt an inexplicable sense of gloom. But he silently followed him, heading towards the open area. Connection successful. Adaptation in progress. Is that what you call a gap? How did you do that? Oh, there we go. You have to have the mouse centered in the screen, and if it's just outside of it, it won't work. Target in sight. Engaging with an unidentified individual. Red hair, male around 18 years old. Identity unknown, presumed delivery boy to be confirmed. Clang, the crisp knocking sound. Shoot. The target's outing was to retrieve some kind of supplies. The container is wooden. It's a plywood box approximately 58.5 inches, about 1.5 meters in length, and around 1 meter in width and height. Currently it is hanging on the wire fence with a courier attempting to retrieve it. Something unknown has occurred. That's enough. Let me take over. No, this is my responsibility. The target is poised to return indoors, having been outside for approximately 10 minutes. Owing to limitations in angle and distance, only 3 photos of the target were successfully captured. Further tracking and investigation of the red-haired youth will be undertaken to acquire additional information. If deemed necessary, he will be detained for interrogation. End of report. Sorry, I've made you wait so long. Your package has been delivered. Okay, got it. Thanks, I guess. Also, please, you say, catch your breath first. Pay attention to the rhythm. Observing the boy panting heavily, almost to the point of passing out, the man couldn't help but offer a few more words of advice. He realized that he couldn't shake the boy's resolve to see things through to the end. Hoping the boy would leave soon, Shemin reluctantly agreed to his wishes, letting him carry the box alone. On a closer look, Shemin realized that there was something wrong with the boy's physical state. He seemed to push himself hard in exercise, not overly muscular but efficient with his strength. However, his technique was all wrong. Continuing this way would probably... Thank you. I'm fine. Okay. But then, what did that have to do with him? The man sighed to himself. He recalled the sight that he had just felt outside and feared that it was a scout. This meant another task for him to handle. Plus, there was the matter of the box. Things were becoming quite a hassle. You're all set here. Head back now. Wait, please. The boy had long noticed the man's unwelcoming attitude, but didn't mind. It was his job. Completing it successfully was all that mattered to him. Please, sign for it. On the phone. Noticing the man seemed unwilling, the boy quickly added, I can do it for you. It's related to how well I do at my job. Your help really meant a lot. I'm not trying to hassle you. I don't have a phone. The man wasn't lying. All his communication devices were issued by the company and had been disposed of before his arrival. Eh? Oh, okay. The boy had said that he couldn't reach him. He probably tried to throw the throwaway number Shemin used to call Daedalus. A typical courier would have given up if they couldn't reach the recipient. Then it would only make sense to return the package to the sender. Then, please sign on the tablet. Yet the boy before him stubbornly tracked down his unlisted address and delivered the package in person. To call it an obsession wouldn't be too much. As he took the tablet, the man thought just that. Just write your initials and agree to the term. I'll take care of the rest. And lastly, I'd appreciate any feedback or suggestions on our service. It's not up to me if they listen to the feedback or not. After saying what he was supposed to, according to the employee manual, the young man finally let out a sigh of relief. Regardless, it was all finally coming to a close. Once the man finished signing, he could take his leave. This would ensure that he met his monthly goal and got his bonus. After paying off his debts, there would be enough to cover application fees and living expenses. Now his sole focus was preparing for the final exam. Fine, wait here. While he was thinking about where to study post-work, he heard Shemin say this. Then, without a clear reason, Shemin walked off with the tablet. Excuse me, why did he walk away? Actually, the man wasn't far off. I was just that the distance created by the wooden box was enough to make the young man feel uneasy. It was just... Could he be thinking of stealing it? If he was serious, I'd be no match. It's just a tablet. If he wants it, he can have it. With thoughts spiraling out of control, his newfound calm quickly turned to panic. Without thinking, his hand pressed down on the box. In that moment, the young man noticed something unusual. Crack. Perhaps getting stuck on the wire mesh initially broke some protective something. Maybe its rough handling turned to... Oh my god, stop! Perhaps the young man's unattended weight on the box was the final straw. In any case, the wooden box marked with various handling warnings cracked open, and unfortunately he glimpsed the contents inside. Hey, is this okay? Have you signed it already? Yeah. Where do I give you a rating? Huh? The rating. You can do it on your phone. Sorry, I mean... Stay calm. Don't panic. The young man struggled to control his voice and expression, but couldn't stop his hands from trembling. Let me do it for you. It seemed the man hadn't noticed the boy's abnormality. He handed the tablet back quite ordinarily. The boy's fingers slid across the screen, mindless of its contents, suppressing instinctive fear and the joy of moving away from danger. No problem to me. He kept speaking trivial things. As a result of not watching where he was going, the boy bumped into a stack of wobbly wooden boxes piled up against the wall. The sudden sound echoed throughout the chamber, loud enough to be embarrassing, but for the boy it was an opportunity. So under Shemin's gaze, he turned and walked straight towards the fire door he had come through. Mr. Theseus, just as the boy was about to push the door, leaving everything behind him, he oddly said, "It was a pleasure to serve you. Have a wonderful day." With a greeting yet to fall, the boy with the red hair vanished through the fire exit. If Shemin had worked as a courier, he would have known. It's a line from the employee handbook demanding one of the services to be provided to customers. The tone must be eager, the smile genuine, as if it comes straight from the heart. For a young man who had mastered the trick, this was not difficult. But perhaps because he had devoted all his energy to such matters, he failed to notice that a card bearing his name and photo had slipped from his belt, falling unnoticed into the man's makeshift refuge. Did he see? Shemin wondered to himself. That's what he saw. Chapter 1 Special Delivery. Well, as you can see, it's 3D models. As far as I'm concerned, it's kind of cool. There's still more, obviously. But yeah, for now, this was just the first part. Alright, time to get away. Staying here just feels uneasy. Come to think of it, it's a pity that I didn't catch his nude shot. What? Eh? Oh, you're back. Nude shot, was it? Caught anything good? And now on to chapter 2. Oh. Is that screen tearing? Oh. I apologize for that. So this is chapter 2. Ooh, someone's being watched. Ugh, what a mess. It's on me. I forgot about the traffic control mess. Because I didn't write it down. At least, I'm close to campus now. What about tonight's shift? The notice said service should resume before sunset. But what if it doesn't? I need a backup plan just in case. What about a taxi? That eat into what little I earn. Not necessarily. It's the same restaurant job today. If I still had my ID, the budget would have just covered it. I got totally ripped off during the reissue. I can take leftovers after closing. That helps. And there's no new grant that I can apply for. Not that I didn't see it coming. It'll at least cover food this week. Wish that I could photosynthesize protein or something. Those vultures disguised as brokers. Wait, think. I could just skip school and head straight to work. No. The job isn't the goal. School and the resume matter more. Finals are over. Scores turned out fine. Maybe I can ease up a little. Work-life balance. But my study notes and the A.W.A.R.E exam tickets are still at school. Gotta pick them up before break. Besides the class rep, will anyone else even show up today? I was planning to run through the practice test again. Maybe some of the teachers' kids will be around? Oh, right. One of them was talking about summer trip plans. This is the final push before the exam. Heard that they're going to another city. Must be nice. Not that I expect to go anywhere. I need a perfect score. But I wish it didn't have to... I can't read what that says. Maybe I should just go home? End this whole runaway phase. Go back and live the rest of my life walking on eggshells? A little suffering won't kill me. Right. Grind now, rest later. And then focus. I've cleared the prelims. This exam is my shot. Physically, it's pretty much a guaranteed fail. Which means a perfect written score is non-negotiable. That's the only way that I'll get noticed. And earn a shot at exceptional admission. As these thoughts swirled, the red-haired boy turned his gaze to the nearly finished tower ahead. Its blank facade, devoid of windows, bore dark lettering. Clear even from blocks away. A.W.A.R.E. The acronym stood for Abnormal Weapons Assessment, Repurpose, and Exterminate, and it was where he dreamed of working. Unlike ordinary corporations, profit wasn't their priority. Their name was literal: assessing, recycling, and eliminating abnormal weapons, an all-in-one operation covering strategy, defense, and... Back when cities crumbled and civilization teetered, they were the ones who developed countermeasures that worked. Their trained task forces upheld fragile peace we have now, upheld the fragile peace. Without them, we wouldn't be walking these ordinarily streets, worrying about trivia instead of survival. So people gave A.W.A.R.E a simpler, more fitting name. The A.W.A.R.E Forces. Getting in meant prestige and pay most people only dreamed of. If I can climb high in A.W.A.R.E. But what really mattered was what the job stood for. Maybe then I can actually help the people that I care about. That startled me. No way that's him, right? Most German Shepherds look the same. Wow. Still, probably not. Keep this up and I'll be a nervous wreck. Letting out a sigh, the young man's barely restored resolve crumbled again as he brushed past a stranger. A week prior, as a Philadelphia Express courier part-time, he'd accepted a shady delivery. A mundane medium crate with no recipient contact or address. He figured that it was just a system bug. As he reached for his phone to report it to the lead, a message came in, abrupt and unprompted. And along with it, a virus-like countdown that deducted 1 credit every 60 seconds. Pressured by his own finances, the young man quickly calculated the payout that he'd receive if he finished the job and forced down the urge to cancel it. He dashed through the streets, juggling the map and a call that no one ever picked up, running like a courier on the brink. After frantic efforts, the timer finally stopped upon delivery. It even auto-signed for the recipient. The guy's name was Shemin? Ancient history. Stop thinking. But what if... Shemin Theseus? Could he be a hitman? Trying to silence me? After all, the young man had truly seen what was inside the crate. A human-shaped figure, vacuum-wrapped in black film like a mummy. From both a professional and professional standpoint, it was a glimpse that he should have never have had. Professional and personal. A corpse? That was the panicked, mistaken conclusion that he jumped to before sprinting back to HQ like his life was on the line. And things only got worse from there. The ID he had just managed to get reissued was gone, vanished from his pocket sometime during the chaos. Either lost in Shemin's room or somewhere along the escape route. And just like that, his delivery bonus was gone, swallowed by the reissue fees. On top of that, he had to cover the damage to the delivery car. By the end of the day, he was flat broke. Stop overthinking. It's pointless and draining. This is life or death. Shemin had a trained build, sharp eyes and guarded presence, but he didn't seem heartless. If he wanted me dead, he'd have acted already. Or maybe he's just waiting for me to let my guard down, tracking my patterns before making a move. His room was practically empty, and when he said that he didn't have a phone, it felt like there was a story behind it. I'm not worth investigating. But I saw the secret. Felt decent. It was a silicon doll. The intake logs made that clear. By now, he knew what was in the crate wasn't a corpse at all, just a silicon doll. It was marked as something for adult companionship. Judging by the crate's dimensions, it had to be life-sized. Imagine dying because I stumbled on a hitman's pastime. Think a story like that could go viral if I posted it? Not the time for jokes. Still, his part-time job was a proper legal gig. It had nothing to do with smuggling corpses or anything remotely illegal. Even knowing that, he couldn't shake the unease. Secrets were secrets. He shouldn't have known. The hitman's theory is baseless. City's full of surveillance cams now. Post-crisis era's over. Can we even trust the logs? The sender definitely had the means to pull something off if he wanted to. Not my problem, not even my pay grade. But what if it blows back on me? That's exactly why I reissued the ID, just in case something like this happened. I wouldn't have gotten price gouged otherwise. True. And the sender. Murky Daedalus. Honestly, nothing he did was all that strange. Got my number from the supervisor when placing the order. The countdown was part of some beta bonus program. A special bounty feature, still in testing. I just happened to be the first job. Bugs were expected. Makes sense. Point is, nothing happened, right? One more thing. Shemin didn't seem to know that he was expecting a package. But once he heard Murky's name, he accepted it. And he even asked specifically, is it the crate? He didn't seem too fond of either the sender or the crate. That proves that they knew each other, and this wasn't their first exchange. That adds up. Seems plausible. So no need to overcomplicate, just focus on. Focus on the A.W.A.R.E exam. Focus on the A.W.A.R.E exam. Focus on the A.W.A.R.E exam. Hi. Hey, I was wondering if you'd show up today. I saw the news. They're messing with the roads again. It's traffic restrictions. Stop using weird words. And why are you so hyped about it? Because every time that there's a shutdown, A.W.A.R.E pulls something wild. Last time they randomly announced a new recruitment, remember? Weren't you applying? Exams are over. And you're still studying. What a tryhard. Is that an A.W.A.R.E exam prep book? You guys came too, huh? Yeah, the class rep loaned it to me. Hey, hold on. I didn't lend it to you. I know. Paid, of course. Exactly. Just make sure to highlight and jot notes, okay? Damn, did your parents assign you this? Won't they know that it's not their handwriting? No worry. I copied how the rep writes. And mostly just marked key points. Should be fine. Dude, you're a lifesaver. Alright, now I can relax. Hey, is it true that you're not applying to college? Well... yeah, I was planning to. But the schools my families are aiming for are crazy competitive. I need to prep more stuff first. So I figured that I might as well take a gap year and gear up and try again later. Wow, that's some smug humble brag. Wait, what's a gap? No wonder you're reading up on A.W.A.R.E. So, did you already sign up? Planning to take the exam during your gap year? I heard that their written exam is insanely hard. Most of the questions don't even have clear answers. They just want to see how you approach the problems. Even my brother didn't pass. Yeah, if you're aiming to boost your college application, there are definitely more efficient exams to take. Huh? Your brother got into a top university. And even won awards. And he couldn't pass? It's really that tough? Well, guess I've got no shot. Don't say that. I mean, just try your best. Thanks, I will. Well, I have to go. I brought you this apple. let me know when things work out, okay? I will. Wait, so what is a gap anyway? Way to ruin the mood. Huh? Never mind. It just means taking a year off of school. From some people travel, work, that kind of stuff. Wait, travel counts? Ditch the test. Come with me instead. Come on, that's not how it works. He's prepping for his college application. Isn't it a bit early to be starting already? It's summer vacation starting tomorrow. Why not chill for a bit? Well, let's go. Let's go see the sights in the city of Southwind. Oh, city of Southwind. Notice? 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 Yeah, I've never actually been there. Heard it's really lively. Totally, the food. They barely ever gave out. They lifted the entry rules. It really is a rare chance. Really now. Thanks for the invite. I kinda got plans already. Really, sorry. No worries, next time. When you get into college. Gotta chase the dream first. Yeah, let's go together when the time comes. I gotta go. My parents are done with their meeting. Yeah, go on. I'm off too. Yeah, take care. Finally. They're gone. Not us. Notice, not us. Don't think about it, it's fine. Focus. Back to studying. Is that the end of chapter 2? I mean, if this is the end of chapter 2, it's clear that he has a goal. He wants to get into A.W.A.R.E, and he's going to try to do anything possible to do it. And if I understood correctly, he's not living at home right now, which means that his parents probably don't agree with, him getting in or trying to get in. They just want him to go to college or whatever. But I guess he just wants to be independent. Maybe he has a tiger mom, helicopter parents, and he just doesn't like that anymore. He just wants to do things his own way, and he's like, oh, well, I'll just join A.W.A.R.E and, do that. Ooh, explosion. Interesting. And that looked like I was at the base of the A.W.A.R.E tower. Time for work. Oh yeah, he works at the restaurant, right? Dead body. Yamcha pose. Took you long enough to notice. I'm assuming that's one of the weapons. Wood. Zzz. Abnormal weapon. Talos class? Why here? You're with the A.W.A.R.E forces? Are you okay? Student? Evacuate. Now. Go. Now. Can you move? I'll help. Leave me. I must stop it. Ugh. You won't make it alone. This kind of abnormal weapon is massive. It takes at least 1 or 2 full squads to neutralize it. Retreating is the only smart choice right now. I'm an A.W.A.R.E candidate. I've studied this stuff. I know what I'm talking about. Candidate. Alright. Head to the A.W.A.R.E headquarters. Squad 3 was ambushed. Target exposed. A massive and an unknown... Oh. I got it. Let's fall back first. Run! Chapter 2, After School. Okay, now this is the ending, I guess. Shemin was following him, right? So I'm assuming that he's nearby. Whether or not he's gonna help him, I don't know. I'm assuming that this monster is like one of the top or one of the worst type of weapons that they could stumble upon. So yeah. Anyway, so let's begin chapter 3 and see how this plays out. Chapter 3. Press start. This chapter has a small number of QTE interactions. The percentage in the top shows how well you're doing in QTEs. Current QTE progress 0%. It also means a QTE scene is coming soon. There will be a text prompts in the top left too. Once all QTEs are complete, the overall performance will be displayed. QTE completion 100%. To unlock the true ending, make sure your completion rate reaches at least 20%. Enjoy the game! I'm sorry if I don't read because QTEs are gonna distract me. Oh god. Wood. Again. Magnetic, flashy nonsense. I'll get you somewhere safe. If I get caught in that, I'm done. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. That's Shemin, right? Have the city's outer defenses collapsed? How did it come to this? I should have left sooner. He saved me, and now he's fighting Talos by himself? No, that can't be it. The city was already breached. The alarms would have gotten off. Guess it's not a bad thing if I end up saving someone from A.W.A.R.E. Could he be... Hey, brave kid over there. This way, eyes on me. I'll show you how to make it out in one piece. Excuse me? Hello? Am I speaking with someone from A.W.A.R.E? Still got the strength from the manners in a moment like this, huh? This kind of thing happened to you a lot. Guess you're more cool-headed than brave. What's with that tone? Is he dodging the question? Moment like this? Does he know what's going on? An abnormal weapon has appeared at the school, requesting backup. Location is... Yeah, that's not really an option right now. A.W.A.R.E headquarters is under attack too. They're kind of busy saving themselves. So you're on your own for now. But don't worry. I'll point you towards a nice, safe little exit. No rush. Being slow won't kill you. Probably. An attack targeting A.W.A.R.E? What's really going on? And again, they just want me to run. What about everyone else? There are injured people here. I can't get them all out on my own. Then just don't bring them. You can't even keep yourself safe. And you're worried about others. This guy. He's not wrong. Is he doing this on purpose? Besides, signing up for A.W.A.R.E means that they knew what they were risking. They don't need pity, especially the cheap kind. Still, I can't leave them to die. I couldn't live with that. So what you're really saying is... You're not exactly built for this. But you still can't stop trying to help total strangers. Because otherwise it just eats you up inside, doesn't it? Yeah. So, if you know a way to save them, tell me. I'll do everything that I can. Oh my. Well, aren't you the least bit mad? I don't have the strength to be mad. And this isn't the moment for it. So serious, so serious. Guess I don't need to say that much. Since you're ready, let's roll. See that gutted truck over there? Stay clear of those two fighting. Reach it, then activate. Ploy. Evict. Eviction device? Describe what it looks like. And is there anything that I should look out for when starting it? Hello? Can you hear me? Ah, yeah, I hear you. Looks like someone's picked up on our signal. Picked up by who? The bad guys, obviously. Anyway, yeah, there's a device over there. Does it mean the anti-A.W.A.R.E faction? Wait, if we've been found, am I'm assuming exposed to? I can practically suppress and dispress nearby Oz. Partially. And looks like a metal cargo box. Slightly bigger than the crate that you dropped off last time. Though the interface is still rough around the edges. The one that I delivered? But I figured that you'd handle it just fine. This guy. And just like that, you get to save everyone here. Can I ask who you... Ah, right. About your first question. I'm not with A.W.A.R.E. But I'm with Shemin, the grumpy guy half-heartedly fighting over there. So yeah, I'm on the good guy team. So he's Daedalus. Oh, QTE warning! Ooh, 100%. Still would. Look who made it in one piece. Alright, the password is... Just hit start process. And seriously, don't touch anything else. What? Relax, just ignore it. You're still here? Wanna die? Ouch. Yikes. Could have been worse. He gets embarrassed real easy, you know. So let's not rub it in. Just keep moving. Tap the ignore button below and to open the menu. So... this instruction. Hey now, didn't I say don't touch anything else? Okay. Wait. This thing is called speed cooking? Ow. Game over. I guess the other guy was still alive and he was a hyena. Okay, start process. Warning. This is... chill. It's by design. You know how there are always clauses no one ever reads, just there for legal reasons? This is one of those times. Just hit the cancel if you're nervous. What's wrong? Having second thoughts? I thought you wanted to save people. Clock's ticking, you know. This should work, right? Yep. Congrats. You just saved everyone here. Ow. It's in the Godzilla you. Until next time, kind-hearted kid. By the way, red hair really suits you. Did we just blow everything up? Dragging sound. What did you just do? I activated a microwave. I mean, a device meant to drive off abnormal weapons. It was a suggestion of someone who claimed to be your associate, sir. Were you manipulated or were you forced? If it's the second, then there's nothing to worry about. If it's the first, then you've got yourself a problem. And for the record, he's not with me. Then I suppose I was manipulated. But his advice actually worked. After that flash, Talos was gone. You followed instructions from someone that you haven't even met? One life isn't worth wasting. But the one who saved me was in trouble. I couldn't just stand by and do nothing. I see. So dragging me here was your way of returning the favor. Yes? Why? My apologies, sir. I did try carrying you, but you could have just left me there. Oh, you meant that. You can barely lift a crate. Would have been smarter to call for A.W.A.R.E. Regarding that, I mean, it mentioned Oz might... I could have anywhere from a few days or a few weeks. If I may ask, sir, are you still able to move? I know this may sound suspicious, but I know a place. Others like you live there. Not the most comfortable, I'll admit. But at least it's a place where no one will try to expose you. Of course, if you're not interested, I won't press. Sir. Enough. Stop calling me sir over and over. It's grating. Then, Mr. Theseus? Are you doing this on purpose? Just call me Zeman. Or Shemin. Zeman. See, because I'm pronouncing it that way because that's how I know how to pronounce it. Shemin. Understood. Shemin. Your name's Shatter, right? It's Sander. No H. My ID should have dropped near you. Should have? Should have dropped near you. Probably ended up with you, didn't it? It should have my full name on it. Oh, I had it. Was in my pocket. But my pants are torn now. Hard to say where it went. Ah, was that during the fight earlier? No, that was after. Never mind. What I want to ask is this. A little too reckless, wasn't it? What if I had bad intentions? What if I meant to use that? And yet, you still chose to trust me. Yes. I was a little guarded at first. I wanted to hold back, but I didn't want to lie. Then what you said, I stopped overthinking it. I trust you. Because someone with an agenda wouldn't say the things that you did. And personally, when it comes to A.W.A.R.E, I don't feel that strongly against them. No wonder. You let him sway you so easily. So what now? Should I wait here until you can stand, or start heading further away first? It's getting a bit noisy around here. Yeah. What comes next? Chapter 3, Summer Vacation. Ah. So that is technically the end of everything that is available, so yeah. I'm actually kind of glad that I decided to follow someone's advice and read this, because it was really cool. It is a definitely different experience from most of the things that I read, specifically with the part that I have to actually interact with it. But yeah, it's really cool so far. Thank you for playing A.W.A.R.E. A.W.A.R.E. Forces. For the latest updates, make sure to follow us on social media. Click the icon at the bottom left of the menu. Your support are what drives us to keep creating. See you in the next episode. Can I leave it here? I'm assuming those other characters will become important later, and I'm assuming that the one that was fighting Shemin is the hyena that's behind the delivery boy. I already forgot his name. Sander, yeah. And I'm assuming that the other German Shepherd survived, because I mean, he's right there. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the next episode will entail. So yeah, so the first episode is chapter 1, 2, and 3. Episode 2 is going to be chapter 4, 5, and 6. So yeah. I really, really wish that things were not the way they are right now with the US and China, because they do have merch, and I kind of want their merch. It's just like little standees and keychains, but I really wish that I knew some way to have that shipped over here without having to pay exorbitant tariffs. But yeah. Anywho, so yeah, that was A.W.A.R.E. Abnormal Weapons Assessment, Repurpose, and Exterminate Forces. Um, so really cool new visual novel made in Unity, the same way that 18 Mile Hike was made. And I believe, what is the studio called? Goodnight Fellowship's other game is going to be made in Unity too. It's going to be like a pirate card collecting, deck building type game slash visual novel type thing. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be playing that one because I'm terrible when it comes to card games. But I do know somebody that is very good with card games who has actually read for the channel before. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, that was A.W.A.R.E. Forces. Really cool, and actually looking forward to the development. And I don't think that they have a Patreon or anything like that. And again, because, you know, how I said, you know, they have Chinese merch. Um, the studio is actually, I think, primarily Chinese, and they just um, provided the translation for it. So yeah, that's why there's like some little bits here and there that are, it's like, oh, they forgot like an O for forget or something like that. And like some little pieces here and there that could have needed a little bit of work, but like in reality, it's fine. I could read it in most cases, you know, when the chat bubbles or with the thought bubbles weren't like overlapping. But like, yeah, that's something that you might want to fix later. Also, if you want, you know, you could turn your models into VR chat avatars. People will buy them. I will buy them, especially the tiger. I really like the tiger one and the hyena one and the big guy. Also Shemin and the other German Shepherd. I would buy them all. Just have somebody rig them for you and I'll buy them. They don't even have to have anything fancy. But yeah, anyways, so yeah. You know, what are your thoughts? Write it down in the comments, and thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play A.W.A.R.E. Forces yourself or stay up to date with it, you can do so by going down into the links in the description, which should have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download the game and play it yourself. And if you happen to be in China and you can figure out how to send me the merch, I will be most appreciative. But yeah, I don't know, you could send it to Mexico, and then I know somebody that lives in Mexico who could send it to me. But yeah, what else? What was I saying? Oh yeah, my other links will be down in the description if you want to become a channel member to help support the channel. Those links will be down in the description. You know, become a channel member, support the channel, support me through Ko-fi in case you want to through there. Also, Throne, yeah, books there for me. Anyways, but yeah, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.